Gabe Soria. I am a comic book writer who lives in New Orleans, Louisiana, and these are my Sisters in Christ picks. First off, to let you know who I am, I make a comic book called Mega Ghost, which is published by Dark Horse Comics and Albatross Funny Books. This is the first issue of Volume 2, which comes out this Wednesday. We are sometime in the end of March right now, and this is the collection of the first volume of Mega Ghost. You can buy those here at Sisters in Christ if you're into that, or at your local comic book shop or bookstore anywhere else. I also make things like this cassette. This cassette called Historia de la Música Rock Locas is a collection of every song mentioned in the Locust stories in the first 50 issues of Love and Rockets. You can also find that here at Sisters in Christ. And my last bit of self-promotion, pardon me, this is an advanced copy of my new novel, Sword and Backpack, The Three Companions, a middle grade fantasy adventure book, the first in a trilogy, out this fall from Penguin Workshop. I'm very proud of it, and I think you and your kids or any fantasy lover might dig it. Cross my fingers on that. But to business. Well, one of my problems whenever I come into Sisters in Christ is that I can never really quite decide what I want because there's so much great stuff in here. It's one of the best best record stores in New Orleans, next to Euclid Records, next to Domino. Those are your holy trinity, and that's where you want to come. Sisters in Christ is fabulous, and one of the things I love about it is it's one of the best bookstores in New Orleans. And Brian curates a really good zine selection, including zines from the folks at Peculiar Parish, Fiddler's Green. They are purveyors of really cool occult zines. There's a really cool occult zine underground going on now in America and England. And I got this book, this zine, The Ring of Truth, The Casting and Use of the Magic Circle, which I believe is written by Clinton Marsh, one of the founders of Fiddler's Green. And As If, Punk Magic and the Art of Self-Invention, also by Clint Marsh. I don't really believe in magic, but boy, I like reading about it, and I like the idea of it. So I really dig that Sisters in Christ has stuff like this in stock all the time. I rarely come here looking for any one specific thing, but if any place in New Orleans had this one specific thing, it would be Sisters in Christ, because Brian is an aficionado of the art of Barry Windsor-Smith. And as I came here today, I was hoping that he would have a complete collection of Machine Man comics. And he has multiple full sets of this 4-issue miniseries from 1984, Marvel Comics. This was Baby's first exposure to cyberpunk. Kind of contemporaneous, or a little bit after the debut of William Gibson's Neuromancer. And when I was reading this when it came out in 1984, I didn't understand any of that. All I knew is that I love the artwork. Barry Windsor-Smith is one of the gods of comic book artwork, and I love the setting, and it made me feel really weird and queasy as a kid. So so 4 issues of Machine Man, beautiful art, beautiful story, great stuff. Mega Ghost, the comic book that I write, with art by Gideon Kendall, the amazing Gideon Kendall, is a tribute to being a monster kid. It's everything I wanted to see when I was a kid in a Saturday morning cartoon, in a comic book. It's my love of crazy Saturday morning cartoons rolled into my love of giant monster kaiju movies, Godzilla films, tokusatsu stuff. And as a monster kid myself, one of the things I probably would have been checking out at the library when I was a kid would be this book, Making a Monster. And it's the creation of screen characters by the great makeup artists. A behind-the-scenes look at the great film makeup artists, their careers and creations, from Frankenstein to Star Wars, with revealing information on how to make your own monsters. This is precisely the sort of thing that inspired a comic book like Mega Ghost. I could read things like this over and over and over again, keep them at my bedside like a Bible. I'm not a monster makeup artist, but the creativity that goes into it is really cool and inspiring to me, and I'm glad to add this to my bookshelves. And at $5, it's a steal. So, once again, Sisters in Christ, great bookstore, great prices. Hey, I collect records. I collect a lot of records, and whenever I go into a record store, the records I'm looking for immediately go out of my head. I can't think of what I'm looking for. I just happened to be looking through the soundtrack section, and they had a record I've been looking for a long time. Music for Magicians, composed by a guy named VERNE LANGDON. He passed away a few years ago. This record sounds exactly like this cover looks. It is organ music that's meant to be soundtrack for a magician's act. The track list has stuff like Dante's Inferno, Hypnotique, Dance the Skeletons, Carnival of Souls, Spirit Symphony, all songs written by VERNE LANGDON. And it really does create a beautiful kind of haunted house, beautiful atmosphere of being in a theater, anticipating a magician's act, and seeing them perform something incredible and astounding. And I was quite shocked that it was in the stacks, but also not shocked because you got to come here. It's a small space, but there's a lot of really great stuff. There's a lot of really great little nooks and crannies where something cool might be hidden, whether it be an amazing novel, an amazing graphic novel, some strange comic books from the 80s, tapes. Right now I'm staring at copies of Epic Illustrated, which if I had the money, I'd buy a stack of all of them. Great graphic novels over there. Brian sitting over there. I'm not going to buy him, but, you know. And so I love moments like that in a record store where when you're not looking for something that you really want and it just appears out of nowhere, and the sort of thing that really kind of blows up my day in a good way. And this is the sort of thing that I could see as being incidental music in a Mega Ghost cartoon or a Mega Ghost movie or whatever. Somebody please option the rights. I'm totally broke. Come on. But yeah, those are my my Sisters in Christ picks. I hope I didn't say too much, and I hope I didn't bore you. And until we meet again, everybody, be well. Treat each other with kindness. I'm serious.